In this lecture, you will learn what continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment are. No matter what the term that is used and their meaning, the end goal is to get our product or features as soon as possible to production or to the customer. What you see here is a typical delivery pipeline with all the stages. So as soon as the developer commits the code, our application will be built, tests are run, then it will go to staging and then to production. Continuous integration is where we write several tests, run them on a continuous basis as new code keeps coming in from the developers. So as soon as a commit happens or some new code is added, we will build the complete application, run all the tests, validate and see that our application is still working as expected. So continuous integration pretty much stops at the build stage. Continuous delivery extends continuous integration and runs production-like tests, usually in a staged environment. The staged environment is where we will mimic the production environment. It will have all the data of the production and all the use cases of the production, and we will automate all those tests as well. So continuous delivery takes one more step forward and it can get us to production, get us to deliver the feature or the product to production or the customer. But usually in continuous delivery, there will be some manual process involved. This could be an approval from a DevOps architect or a deployment manager, or it could just be some manual tests you have to run. Continuous deployment completely automates from commit all the way to the customer. So continuous integration stops at the build step. It makes sure that our application is in a good state every time a commit happens. Continuous delivery makes sure we run production-like tests. It goes all the way up to staging and it can even go to production. But usually if there are any manual steps involved, we call it a continuous delivery. If you are saying that you are doing continuous deployment, that means there are no manual steps at all. Once a commit happens, automatically code is taken, built, tests, run across environments on stage. We run production-like tests and then the feature goes to production. That is continuous deployment. So let's review all those stages real quick. Source, build, test, deploy and monitor. So we program, we add code, change code, review happens, then a commit happens. Then we compile in the build stage, run unit tests, and we'll get an artifact. If it is Java, we get a var or jar. If it is .NET, we get DLL and other packages. Then we run tests. Before that, we can also have Docker images. The new trend in the industry is Docker images. So the artifact can be a Docker image, which makes our job super easy to test across environments. We can just use this image to launch containers, and then we can run integration tests, system tests, load tests and UI tests, and then we go to pre-prod or any other environment that is required. Then we go to prod. It doesn't end there. Once our product is in production, we also need to monitor it, make sure no unusual activities happening, make sure its health is okay. So these are all the typical steps that are involved in a continuous deployment pipeline. The monitoring happens after the deployment happens, but when you talk about DevOps in the next lecture, this is also important. So continuous deployment is the goal, end goal, but continuous integration is a starting point. Once you get better with your continuous integration, you move on to continuous delivery where you still have some manual steps. Once you get to continuous deployment, that means as soon as the developer commits the code, your feature will be in the hands of the customer. And you know all the build stages starting from source commit to build, where your code is compiled, unit tests are run, packaging happens, and you get an artifact out of it. Nowadays, we get a artifact which can be a Docker image, which can be taken and deployed across environments as a container. That container will have everything required for our application to run. We need not worry about softwares and all that. Then you test it across environments, deploy on pre-prod, do some tests there, finally deploy it to prod.